So click on File, click on New Virtual Machine. So here you have two types of options, typical and recommended. Select typical, recommended it is. So typical or custom, select typical. Click next. So here you can have two options are there. First one is installer disk. For example, if we have a Windows Server 2016 CD or DVD software, you can put into your laptop DVD drive, you can select that option. Then you can go for next. Next option, installer from a disk image file, means ISO image. Say if you have a Windows Server 2016 ISO image, you can select this option, click next. Installation process will start. But I am not going to select these two options. So by default selected, I will install the operating system later. So if you select above both options, any one of the option, automatically it will install, it will not ask you any question. But here customization installation is required. So that is the reason I am selecting, I will install the operating system later. So click next. So see here, you can have number of guest operating systems you can install: Microsoft Windows, Linux, Novel NetWare, Solaris operating system, VMware ESX server also you can set up on this virtual VM workstation. So which operating system you want to install, select that operating system. Now we are installing Microsoft Windows. So which version you are going to install? Click on version. Here you can see which versions: Windows Server 2008 R2, 2008, 2008, 2000 server. So Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2016. So select the Windows Server 2016. So click next. So here you can provide the virtual machine name. So whatever it may be, depending upon your identification purpose. I am giving the name Win 2016 7 p.m. batch, for example. So because configurations will differ from batch to batch, that is the reason I am giving 7 p.m. batch. Click next. So where your virtual machine files are locating, it shows the path. If your C drive is full, if there is no free space, you can browse here. You can create the virtual machine in D drive or E drive or F drive where the free space is there. Wherever it may be, you can keep your virtual machine files. Click next. See, 60 GB of the space automatically it's taken. So out of your D drive, E drive, 60 GB of the space it will take, but it will not use entire space, but by default it will reserve that space. So for our practice purpose, this much of space is not required. So you can select to 25 GB is enough. 20 GB is also enough. So 25 GB I am taking. Sometimes 30 GB I am taking. So 30 GB of the space minimum I am selecting for this 2016 installation. So recommended size they given 60 GB, but 30 GB is enough. Click next. So click on finish. See left side, see Windows 2016 7 p.m. batch. Now machine is ready. So for example, if you want to install operating system in physical environment, we have to take 25 or 30,000 rupees. You have to buy the laptop or desktop, then you can bring that one, you can install. But without paying a single NP, I created one machine. This is nothing but a virtualization technology. So machine is ready, but now we require a software. So I want to select the software. So right click on the virtual machine, click on settings. Now it will show my virtual hardware here. See memory, how much? 2 GB memory taken. One processor is there. Hard disk 30 GB we selected. CD DVD is there. NIC card is allocated. USB controller is there. Sound card is there. Printer is there. Display is there. See, when you buy a machine, you can get this hardware only. But physically, we are paying the money, we are getting the hardware. Here, without paying the money, we are getting the virtual hardware. So, what is virtual machine? Anybody ask you a question? A virtual machine is nothing but a collection of virtual hardware. So, select CD or DVD. So, if we have a physical drive, means if we have a 2016 DVD, you can put into the DVD drive, you can select. But nowadays, we are using the ISO image files. Select use ISO image file. Click on browse. So where you copied in your system, go to that path. I copied into my computer. E drive softwares. So here I am having CentOS 7, ESXi servers, OpenFiler, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7, Red Hat 6. Red Hat 8.0, Red Hat Solaris, VMware Virtual VSE, VMware, Windows 8, Windows Server 2012. So Windows 2000, Windows Server 2016 Data Center Edition. So select the Windows Server 2016 Data Center Evaluation. So select your ISO image file. Click on Open. Click on OK. So machine is ready. Software is also selected. Then power on this virtual machine. Click on power on this virtual machine. Now the installation process will start. Press any key. The installation process is going on. See, most of the already Windows 10, Windows Server 2012, 16, 2019, and this Windows 8, same procedure. 99% same procedure only you have to install.
So here we have taken virtual hardware from our laptop. So
Yes,
in
yes.
real time, how it will be like virtual hardware and VMware we cannot use downloading and installing on any of the laptop. So how it will be in the real
Real
time?
times. See, nowadays we are in the virtualization technology. So
Okay.
I will show you where it is. So you have to know all these technologies. So in real times nowadays, how we are going to work, I am going to show you.
Okay. Like AWS and Azure, if we will take a subscription and we will use that. So that is fine. But for VMware, we cannot use like how we have done like now.
So this virtualization software is free. You can download and you can use. But real
These
times,
virtual, yeah, Oracle VirtualBox and VMware we can use, but
yeah, real times, you can have a VMware ESXi servers.
okay.
So that is a bare metal operating system. So okay, so which can install the number of physical servers. Nowadays your Windows servers or Linux servers are not physically running. So they are in virtualization technology only.
Okay. Windows also the same?
Windows also, Linux also. Now the servers are not in physically, they are virtually, they are going to be run. So physical
Okay.
environment servers olden days. Nowadays, see, this is physical infrastructure. See, olden days, why we are in virtualization, I will explain you. So this is physical machine. For example, I am taking your laptop. How much CPU resource you have?
Like normal 4 vCPUs processor,
Process.
4
How
or
much you
8.
are utilizing?
Maybe half of that we will use.
Maybe 20%.
20% or half of that. We don't use total 100%.
Yeah. So remaining resources are
Like the same. It will be
wasting the resource,
waste. Yeah. Yes.
wasting the resource. And how much RAM you have?
Like 8 GB RAM I have.
How much it is utilizing every day?
Maybe 2 GB to 4 GB.
Remaining are
We don't use. Remaining like the same. We don't use. Yeah.
wasting the resources. So wasting the
Yes.
resources is nothing but wasting the money. But in real
Yes.
times, if your company putting 100 servers or 500 servers, how much resources are wasting?
Yes. So many. Yeah. Everything is
So
wasting.
many.
Yeah.
So
That's.
if I invest 50 lakhs, so out of 50
Hmm.
lakhs, maybe you can assume 70% utilization. Out of 50 lakhs to 20 lakhs rupees are wasting the resources.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That is the reason we are entering to the virtualization technology. See here, this is virtualization technology. This is my ESXi server. Top of that, I can configure thousands of servers, hundreds of servers. So whatever the physical resources are there, I can share. So now here only I will give the example. You have 8 GB RAM, remaining resources are wasting. Okay. Now
Yes.
you are creating virtual machines, you are sharing your resources.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So out of 8 GB only, here I can take in 2 GB for this machine. I have also
For
8
this.
GB RAM. So I can power on 4 machines. So total 8 GB is consuming. So how much money I save? Otherwise I have to buy 4 PCs for practicing.
Yes. Yes. We have to buy like
Uh,
Linux, some other,
yeah,
and
like
everything is up.
yeah, that is the virtualization technology. Top of the virtualization technology, cloud implemented. This AWS or Azure.
Okay. Okay.
Without a virtualization, you can tell anybody without a virtualization, there is no cloud. Okay. Real times,
Okay.
AWS cloud or Azure cloud, whatever it may be, they are running on the physical virtualization servers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Click next. So click on install now. See, 90% of the people who are learning cloud computing, they don't know where cloud is running. So directly they are joining the classes, they are listening AWS, Azure, I am learning, but where the cloud is learning, where the cloud fits, they don't know. Cloud fits on the virtual environment. VMware
Yes. Yes.
ESX server or Xen server is there, na? Citrix, XenApp, Xen servers, Microsoft Hyper-V. These are the bare metal. How you are installing Linux, how you are installing Windows on directly on your laptop, like that you can install your ESX server. Like that you can install Citrix Xen server. Top of that you can log in some other tools. You can log into your Xen server or ESX server, you can build the servers, Windows servers, Linux servers. That is nothing but a VMware administration class. So top of the VMware, cloud is implemented. Okay, installation is going on. See, before going to enter, you have to know all these technologies. What is physical environment? What is virtual environment? What is cloud environment? In physical environment, physical resources are wasting. That is the reason the cloud came. Virtualization came. Here, see,
Gotcha.
Windows Server 2016 standard evaluation 64-bit, but no desktop. It will come into command prompt like PowerShell will come. Second, Windows Server 2016 standard version, standard evaluation desktop experience, desktop window will come. If you want to use the data center evaluation desktop experience, you can use the data center. So data center edition means, so database servers, if you want to manage, you can go for the data center edition. Otherwise, normally we can go for standard evaluation. So this option is useful when a GUI is required to be backward compatibility for an application, but cannot be run on a server core installation. All server roles and features are supported. So everything will support. But data center, if you want to select this also, you can select. But I am selecting standard edition is enough for us. Click next. So these editions, I will give the notes. What are the different types of editions? Why we are going to use the editions? So accept the license agreement. So upgrade, install Windows and keep files. Let's see if your Windows is missing some important system files. If it is not unable to boot, so you can select the upgrade option. So automatically whatever the files are missing, it will recover the files. You can boot normally. But first time we are going to install Windows, select custom install. So here it will show you the total disk space, 30 GB of the space it is showing. Now I am creating a new partition on this. So I am selecting here 25 GB of the space. So remaining 5 GB I am leaving here. After installation of Windows, how to create new partitions, we are going to see. That is the reason I am selecting 25 GB. Apply. Okay. Now it create partitions now. See, this is when our system is corrupted recovery purpose. The recovery files stored here. This is system reserved percentage booting files. This is the reserved for booting files. This is the actual partition. This is the unallocated space. After installation of Windows Server, how to install how to create the new partitions, I am going to show you. So select primary partition. Now click next. Now the installation process is started. It's take 20 to 20 minutes minimum time it will take. Meanwhile, I will explain. So from base onwards, I will explain. So what is file system? What is file system? Do you know what is the Windows operating system file system? What is the file system of Windows? What is the file system of Linux? What is the file system of Solaris? Every operating system has a file system. Without a file systems, operating systems cannot work. So if you want to see the Windows operating system file system, right click on your C drive or D drive, whatever it may be, click on properties. So you can see file system is NTFS, new technology file system. Before going to learn any operating system in administration level, you have to know what are the file systems, what are the different types of file systems we are going to learn. Then you can easily understand the operating systems, how they are going to be work. Now see, what is file system? A file system is a collection of files and directories in a defined format on the disk. Every OS has its own file system. Just 1 minute. చెప్పండి. దేనికండి? అవునవునా? అంటే మీకు స్కోర్ షీట్ వచ్చిందా? సరే మీరు ఒకసారి యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ పంపిస్తారా, నేను చూస్తాను. నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను, మా నైట్ 9 చూసి ఫోన్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే. So a file system is a collection of files and directories stored in a defined format on the disk. So every operating system has its own file system, like every state has its own language, like that. Every operating system has, they designed their own file systems. So we have three types of file systems. See, any operating system works depends on these file system only, these three file systems only. So first one, disk based file systems. Second one, network based file systems. Third one, virtual file systems, or you can call as a memory based. So you can take any operating system. So if you know or don't know, daily you are going to work with these file systems only. But so many persons, they don't, because we are going to learn administration. That is the reason I am explaining you. See, in other faculties also, they are not going to explain like this. So directly they will start the class. But I am going to give the knowledge from base onwards. First, we have to know these things, then you can easily understand the operating system. So first one, disk-based file systems. These file systems are used by disks. So disks means hard disks, CDs, DVDs, pen drives. So like any disk. Isha, do you have any question? Isha?
Yes, sir. Will you provide this material also to us?
Yes, madam. Each and every material will come to your mail ID.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So disk-based file systems are used by disks like hard disks, CDs, DVDs, tape drives, whatever it may be. What are the examples of disk-based file systems? FAT, file allocation table, which is released in 1995. In the year of 1995, the Microsoft people, they released first to graphical user interface. So Windows 95. So before that, MS DOS is there. In the year 1995, they released Windows 95 first to graphical operating system. They introduced the file system FAT. Before that, we have DOS file system is there. DOS, MS DOS, disk operating system. Now they released FAT file system, file allocation table, 16-bit, 32-bit. So somebody, they can have doubt what is 16-bit, 32-bit means. When you formatting the disk, whatever the space you selected, it will create some tables, 16-bit, 16-bit, 16-bit. So 16 bits data fit into one table. If it is full, next to go to next table. Then Windows 98 addition onwards, they introduced 32-bit file system. So after that, in 1997, Microsoft released the server operating system. The first server operating system they released, NT 4.0. So Windows NT 4.0, first server operating system they released. Then they introduced a new file system that is called New Technology File System. It is used by Windows Server operating systems and the latest Windows clients. So Windows 7 onwards, they introduced NTFS on client operating systems. Up to XP, we have FAT32 only. Next, ext2, ext3, ext4, XFS. These file systems are used by Linux operating system. So what interview point of view, they will ask the question. For example, if you learn Linux administration, what are the file systems supported by Linux? ext2, 3, 4. What is the latest file system? XFS. But Windows only one file system, that is NTFS, still going on. Next to UFS, Unix file system, it is used by Sun Solaris operating system. So Solaris up to 2006, it is very popular. After that, so Linux is a open source. So all the companies, they migrated from Solaris to Linux. Next, JFS, Journal File System, used by IBM AIX Unix. Next, HFS, High Performance File System, used by HP Unix. See, every operating system has their own file systems. Next, VXFS, Veritas File System. It is used by Veritas Volume Manager software, that is a third-party software managing the disks. It will support all operating systems. So Veritas file system supports Windows, Linux, Solaris, AX, HP Unix. It is a third party, not with operating system. Next to UDFS or ISO 9660. UDFS means Universal Disk File System. It is used by DVD-ROMs. So DVD-ROM is also a drive, that is also disk drive. So that it has its own file system. So Universal Disk File System, it is used by DVD-ROMs, whether in Windows or Linux, whatever it may be. Next to network-based file systems. See, just now we discussed about disk-based. So once you are installing Windows, for example, I'm telling you. So it is a disk-based file system. It is formatted. Whatever the space selected, it is formatted into NTFS. It is installing the files and directories. Means it is a file system created. This is disk-based. After installation, if you want to share your data, so you want to share your data across the net to your users, then network-based will come into the picture. So distributed file systems. It is used by Windows servers for sharing the files across the network. So I have a Windows server. One project is going on in my company. I want to share the files to the developers. So this is your file. You have to develop it. This is your file. I have to share. All Oracle developers, Oracle related files. Java developers, Java related files. Testing department, these folders are different. Like I can share the folders across the LAN. So I can go for DFS configuration. This is a network based file system. Next, I am working with the Unix environment. So I am a Linux administrator. I want to share the data across the LAN through my Linux clients. So I can configure NFS, network file system. It is used by Unix or Linux for sharing the data across the network. So simply, if you learn Windows or Linux, if you go for interview, so which file system is shared the resources in Windows? DFS. In Linux, NFS. Next, server is Linux, clients are Windows. I want to share MS Office to all 100 Windows clients. This question they will ask. For example, server is Linux, clients are Windows. I want to install MS Office on all 100 Windows clients in 1 hour. So, but Linux will not support MS Office. But how it is possible? You can configure CIFS file system, CIFS Common Internet File System. It is used by Samba server. You can configure the Samba server in Linux. See, it is used by Samba server for sharing the resources from Linux to Windows. So these are all network based file systems. See, so if you know or don't know, every day we are working with these file systems only. For in your laptop, if you want to share your folder, you can right click and you can share. So if you have any other system, so for example, I'm showing, I want to share this. Right click, share with to whom you want specific people. So you want to share everyone or particular one. So you have to select here. We are going to learn all these things in administration task. I want to share to everyone. Click on share. Now it will share. So like this, network based file systems will work. Now virtual file systems used by memory. So virtual memory or paging files, it is used by Windows as a temporary memory. For example, I asked you a question, what is your RAM size? 8 GB. That is physical memory. But apart from physical memory, your system also can utilize some memory, some space from the disk, hard disk as a memory is called virtual memory. So Windows automatically choose virtual memory. We can calling as a paging files. But Linux, in Linux, we have to give the virtual memory. That is nothing but a swap memory. So these file systems are used by memory based file systems. So Windows we are calling as a virtual memory, Linux we are calling as a swap memory, and the TempFS. So temp file system is more faster than disk based file system. For example, I am accessing internet. So I am opening the sites, I am viewing the sites, I am playing the YouTube, and also you are going to open some songs or movies. You are watching movies in your laptop, you are playing games in your laptop. background temporary files will create. So how to know the temporary files? You can go percentage temp percentage. You can see number of temporary files. Thousands of temporary files will generate, but generally, so without knowing the knowledge of administration, nobody knows this one. Now you can check in your laptop. Go to run command. You can type percentage temp percentage. Thousands of files in your laptop, temporary files. Shift delete. You have to delete all the files, otherwise your system sometimes my laptop is going very slow, it is booting very slow because of so many temporary files are generated in your laptop. So background temporary file system will work while we are watching movies, or database servers are running, application servers are running, and you are playing games, whatever it may be. Automatically system creates some temporary files. Now cache file system, it is used by Windows and Linux to improve the performance of the servers. For example, uh, there is a DFS server is there. You shared one folder. Thousands of users come into folder they are accessing. So your DFS server performance will decrease. Then they will configure cache DFS server. Cache means, so every day common request who are giving, it will keep it on that folder, that server. So every day request will go to that server only. If any new request will come, then only the main server will get the new request. Then your main server performance will increase. So this is called cache file systems improves the performance of servers, Windows or Linux. So if you understand these file systems, then we can easily understand any administration task which you are working on real-time scenarios. Now we are going to see. So maybe it will take 10, 15 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So we'll stop to here. Tomorrow, this installation process will complete. Then we have to give one administrator password. You can log into the system. So when you log into the system, it will give one computer name. Automatically it selected the computer name. By default, DHCP IP address will come. We have to change it. So by default, this is work group model. So in work group, whatever the work we have to do, I will show the work, local users, local computers, these things I will discuss about work group system. Then we are going to discuss about the network topologies, basic network topologies, basic IP addressing classes of IP addresses. Then we can make our Windows server as a domain controller. Then the topics one by one we are going to discuss. So if you have any doubts, please ask me. Any doubts? Okay. So generally, now I am going to teaching the technologies Microsoft Windows Server and Linux administration and cloud computing AWS. These three technologies I am teaching. Windows Server administration, Linux server administration, and AWS cloud computing. VMware administration also I am going to teach, but I don't have to time to teach VMware. So I have so many classes on Linux and Windows. But while we are going to discuss our classes, I will share some knowledge of this now, how I share my knowledge. That I will share the knowledge on virtualization also. So already I told you, without a virtualization, no cloud. Just I am showing you. So this is physical environment. This is virtual environment. So in a physical environment, you cannot share your physical CPU. So you can't share your physical CPU to other system. You cannot share your RAM. So in virtual environment, see, I can share my CPUs to multiple virtual machines. I can share my physical memory to multiple virtual machines. I can share my disk space to multiple virtual machines. I can share my NIC card to multiple virtual machines. So CPU resources we can share, but here you cannot share. How many CPUs you have? You cannot share. So here I can share my CPUs to other virtual machines. So physical memory also you cannot share. That is dedicated to you if you use or not use. But this physical memory, I have a unused memory is there. I can share it. So this is physical architecture. This is virtual architecture. So just now I explained you. So file system types: Windows NTFS, Linux ext234, Solaris UFS. This is physical file system. VMware server is also having a file system. Already I told you VMware ESX server, that is the OS, virtual machine file system. So like every operating system has a file system, we have to understand these things. So this is how the virtual machine files are located. It's showing here. So file system layout of Windows, C drive, drive concept, C drive, D drive, E drive. But Linux file system structure is slash. Slash is the main directory. Under slash we have different types of subdirectories. So VMware ESX server also Linux based kernel. This is also root file system. See what I told you, top of the virtualization cloud fits. See, this is the virtualization environment. This is a physical virtualization server, maybe Hyper-V, maybe VMware ESX server, maybe Xen server. Top of that, I configured physical servers, maybe Windows servers, Linux servers. So we are calling as instances in AWS. Already they build. Top on that, they implemented cloud. So private cloud, hybrid cloud, public cloud. So public cloud means now we are using AWS public cloud. They are also provide the private cloud. So private cloud plus public cloud equal to hybrid cloud. So this is the technology. Without a virtualization technology, no cloud. So previously all the companies, the servers they used physically. Now physically the resources are wasting. That is the reason each company their servers build on virtual environment. Top of the virtual environment, now we are in the cloud computing. This is the technology now going on. So for example, if you take a Bank of America, they have 1500 Windows servers they are managing. All 1500 Windows servers running on virtual environment. But as a Windows administrator, you cannot understand. You are going to log into your Windows server. You cannot assume